Manifestation. From law of attraction to field coherence. The subject of manifestation has become one of the most widely discussed ideas within modern spirituality. Many people are familiar with it through what is often called the law of attraction. Within that interpretation, reality is often described as something outside the individual that responds to what the individual projects outward. The explanation usually sounds something like this. Thoughts, emotions, and beliefs generate a vibration. The universe then responds to that vibration by sending back matching experiences. If a person raises their vibration, holds positive thoughts, and visualizes the outcome they want, the universe will deliver circumstances that match that signal. This framework has helped many people recognize that their inner state and their experience of life are connected. But when we look more closely, something interesting becomes visible. Two people can repeat the same manifestation techniques, visualizations, affirmations, or intention practices, and yet the outcomes can be very different. One person appears to manifest opportunities and success quite easily, while another person applies the same methods and sees little change. If manifestation was simply a matter of sending the right vibration to the universe, the results would likely be much more consistent. So it becomes useful to look at the same phenomenon from a broader perspective. In the vertical interpretation, the structure of reality is often understood as a kind of separation model. The individual is here, the universe is out there. Higher levels of intelligence or possibility are imagined as existing somewhere above or beyond the individual. Within that structure, manifestation becomes an interaction across that separation. A person sends out a vibration, and the universe returns a matching result. But when the perspective widens into a coherent field view, the structure changes. Instead of the individual existing separately from the universe, the individual can be understood as a focused expression within a continuous field. The human being is not outside the field asking it to respond. The human being is already within it. Within this field, there are many potential patterns of experience, opportunities, relationships, ideas, outcomes, all existing as possibilities that can emerge under certain conditions. The question then becomes, what determines which of those possibilities become visible and able to unfold in a person's life? From the coherent field perspective, the answer lies in the organization of the human system itself. A human being is not simply a stream of thoughts. The system includes perception, the nervous system, emotional patterns, belief structures, expectations, habits of attention, and patterns of behavior. Together, these form a kind of coherence pattern through which the field is experienced. When the internal organization of this system becomes aligned in a particular direction, certain possibilities within the field become easier to recognize and interact with. This is where the idea of resonance becomes useful. Resonance does not mean attracting something from outside. It simply means that when patterns align, interaction becomes possible. In music, two instruments tuned to the same note can vibrate together. One does not pull the sound toward it. The shared structure allows the vibration to move between them. Human experience works in a similar way, although the patterns involved are much more complex. When a person carries a strong internal coherence around a certain direction, their expectations, perception, emotional orientation, and behavior all aligning, they begin to notice opportunities that were previously overlooked. Situations that once seemed invisible or irrelevant begin to stand out. Different decisions are made, different actions are taken. And through those changes in perception and behavior, the person begins moving along a different pathway within the field. A pathway that was always present, but had not previously been visible. From the outside, this can appear as manifestation. It can look as though something was attracted or delivered by the universe. But from the coherent field perspective, what actually occurred is that the internal organization of the person shifted in a way that allowed a different possibility within the field to become visible and lived. This also explains why manifestation techniques sometimes work for people and sometimes do not. Practices like visualization or affirmations can help reorganize attention and expectation. They can function as doorways that encourage a person to imagine new possibilities and focus their awareness differently. But if deeper belief structures remain unchanged, for example, beliefs about not deserving success, fear of failure, or long-standing emotional conditioning, then the overall coherence pattern of the system may remain largely the same. In that case, the person continues moving along the same pathway in the field, even while imagining a different outcome. One final clarification is useful here. When people hear that experience shifts through coherence, it can sound as though this is something the mind simply decides. But coherence in the human system involves more than thought alone. It includes perception, emotional patterns, nervous system responses, expectations, and behavior, all aligning in a similar direction. When these layers of the system reorganize together, the overall pattern through which the field is experienced changes. And when that pattern changes, different possibilities within the field naturally become visible and able to unfold. So the expanded perspective does not dismiss the experiences people describe as manifestation. Instead, it clarifies the mechanism. Rather than sending vibrations to an external universe and receiving results in return, manifestation can be understood as the way the organization of awareness, perception, and behavior within the human system allows certain possibilities in the field to become visible and lived. In simple terms, the field already contains many potential pathways of experience. What changes is not the field itself. What changes is the coherence of the person moving within it. And as that coherence shifts, different possibilities within the field become the pathways through which experience begins to unfold. Unified field transmission. Coherent field interface. Robin Walton.